Jeri, it's Valentine's Day.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day to all the lovers out there.
It's fun to look at those enduring relationships here at Dear Wise Women. So,
Absolutely.
so this is our special edition. And if you say, why are they starting with Jerry Seinfeld? It doesn't sound very obvious. And it's because at dearwisewomen.com, recently did a story on Seinfeld and why they showed us how to be just, there are many ways to be a family. So looking at Jerry and Larry David and George and Elaine and Kramer, they made this family. So we're going to talk about Jerry Seinfeld and his wife, Jessica. And he's a five of clubs, ace of spades, and an ace of spades. And Jessica is a queen of clubs, 10 of spades, and a five of clubs.
Isn't that amazing? I
It's
mean,
always in the cards.
you know, those cards, so they get together with the five of clubs. They're both smart, they can relate to each other, and they probably move around. Like, they have both have that restlessness inside, but they can deal with each other, which is great. And Queen of Clubs, who knows how she drives? We might have to find out another time. And then she's got a ten of spades, which is interesting going against his double ace of spades. But, we know he's ambitious. And, she's got that ten of spades as a hard worker. So, you know, I think they go together. Looks like a good match.
Oh, definitely. And I know there was a story like when she first was married to someone else and met Jerry Seinfeld quickly. And then I guess sparks must have
Clone.
flew. And then she's like, wait a minute, I know I must fix this.
Wow.
And quickly reversed course and married Jerry Seinfeld.
That's
So
crazy, right?
a very long time ago, sure. And then next we have Caroline Kennedy. And we're talking about Caroline Kennedy because we also talked about Jackie O on Dear Wise Women. And Caroline Kennedy, who we grew up with, were you, Jeri.
Yes.
And she's a six of clubs and a double eight of clubs, a six of hearts and a double eight of clubs. And her man, Edwin, is a nine of clubs, jack of hearts, and a two of diamonds. And what's interesting, he has the same cards as my husband, Peter. He does have the heart. And, you know, Caroline has that eight of clubs. Edwin and my husband, Peter, have the nine of clubs. And I also have a 10 of clubs.
Hmm.
So to me, it's kind of interesting. And we'll be married 36 years this summer. So
Looks like it works.
I guess so.
So you both belong on the list.
I earned my spot.
You earned your spot on our list.
Okay, so next we have Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Okay.
Beyonce is a seven of diamonds, five of spades, and a two of hearts.
Okay.
And Jay-Z is an ace of diamonds, three of spades, and a three of clubs.
You know, you got to have a lot of creativity. Jay-Z has to, I mean, you know what a creative man he is. And to be with Beyonce, man, I mean, she's spectacular. That seven of diamonds card is, just a winning card anytime. But there goes the five of spades again, like another five. It just seems to be so prevalent in these people who are celebrities because they move around and they're not just in one like desk job somewhere. But then she got that two of hearts, so she knows we know she likes to be in love, likes to
I
have a relationship.
Yeah, they are a power couple.
They
And
sure
it's
are.
interesting because as I look at the page on who we're covering, there are a lot of fives, but it's interesting how we do the relationship dynamics because there's many exes with famous celebrities. So
Oh yes.
these people have they've chosen their partners
Well,
Well, it's because it's always in the cards and it's always fun.
yep.
And next up is your favorite,
Yep. Let's
Goldie
go to
Hawn.
Goldie. So Goldie's got a Queen of Hearts, King of Spades, and there you go, Five of Clubs again.
Uh, uh,
Who could you can't even make that up.
no,
And then she has been with her partner, Kurt Russell, Six of Diamonds, Queen of Diamonds, Five of Hearts, and a Ten of Diamonds. Now,
it's it's astonishing.
yeah, I mean, Goldie could do anything. That King of Spades is that master of all cards. And that Queen of Hearts, I mean, remember, she was on Laughing. She was like that silly girl. I forgot what she used to say. But like, it was nonsense. And now she's, after all these years, she is like one of the premier, like, people, probably most highest paid women on, in, in the
Media.
industry. And she's got, her relationship with Kurt. Now she's 13 years older than Kurt, and it's worked all these years, but they never got married. And little unknown fact is that um, Goldie and Dave, my husband, they're cousins. Dave's birth mother is first cousins with Goldie, and they grew up together. Now we never met Goldie; he never met Goldie, but Dave and I followed in her footsteps because I'm 13 years older than Dave, and it just seems to be a winning number. Um, and I think that if we ever met them, I think we'd all get along because, like, Dave is a four of clubs, six of diamonds, four of clubs. If you look at that, man, like him and Goldie have like a spiritual connection, even though we've never met. And him and Kurt could sit around and talk about how they like to pay the bills early.
But you know what's also interesting, Jerry? Because you are a king of clubs and Goldie's a king of spades. And you also have that two of spades where you're everyone's friend. I think if the four of you, or when the four of you meet, it's going to be like the family conversation that just continues. Because, it's really powerful when I look at the four of you. And even, if you want to throw in Kate Hudson, she was famous from almost famous. And I think
Yep.
she has a six of diamonds too. And I think that it's going to happen. So, Goldie, Kurt, give us a call at
Yeah.
Dear Wise Women. We'll make it happen.
I mean, so Dave and I, so we've been married, it'll be 25 years this summer.
Yeah.
I mean, but we met in 1995, which was like even 2 years before that. Um, but he did propose to me on Valentine's Day, so it's a very special day for us. We always celebrate Valentine's Day because it's very, I mean, he did the whole thing with the ring and back to where we first met, and he proposed on this hill overlooking the water. It was really magical and very, very surprising. He really, he was perfect. It was really perfect. So it's a big day, and shout out to him. I love you, honey. If you listen to this, he will. He'll listen.
It's funny because Peter, he didn't propose on Valentine's Day. He kind of chickened out, but then he told me like a few days later that he did want to. He proposed a few days later, and then we actually went together and picked out the ring for us because he wanted us to do that together. So
Okay.
it happens different ways. Whether you surprise someone with the ring or you do this as a partnership, um, it's
Or
we
if a
did
woman just goes out and buy a ring and tells the man to show up.
show up. Stay.
Recent advice in our room. If you come listen to us in our clubhouse, what's your birthday?
Oh, that was really
Gave that
funny.
advice.
We
What?
did last night, and we do have the clubhouse where you can speak to us live 3 nights a week, Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this was a big conversation in our room last night. How long should you stay if there is no,
Right. 24
intention?
years, right?
Well, if that's what you want, right? So next we're going to go to Johnny Cash, who's a queen of clubs. And again, a double five of spades.
Wow.
And June Carter, seven of clubs, nine of hearts, nine of hearts.
Wow. Those cards remind me of our friend Carmen.
You know what? It's the same birthday as Carmen.
Wow. So now Johnny Cash, I mean, like, he
And
had
I
a
will
hard
say
life.
much love to Carmen because that's what she says.
That's right. Yes, much love to her. Um, so Johnny Cash, he had a lot of trouble in his life. He had a hard life.
Mm-hmm.
So that Queen of Clubs it's an interesting card, but really I think that double five of spades is a little more meaningful with him because that's like the Wanderer, and like, he moved around a lot and he had a lot of changes in his life. And I know that him and June had a great marriage. It wasn't his first, but it was a great one. And June Carter, seven of clubs, we know that person is brilliant, can be really brilliant. And she had a lot of the double nine of hearts, so she had a lot of unconditional love, which is probably what he needed.
Yeah, and well, he evolved because he had some early challenges,
Yes, she did.
walk the line, and you know. But the next love affair is Grace Kelly and Prince Rainier.
We're showing our age a little bit, but there's a reason for that, right?
Well, it is, and I remember, or I wasn't there, but I remember the watching it that she was this princess, this actress that
From America.
from America that crossed the pond to marry her prince,
That's right.
and she was stunning, and an eight of clubs, ten of hearts, and a queen of diamonds.
Can't make that up.
I
Smart,
know, and
loving groups, people, and the Queen of Diamonds.
and Prince Rainier it was a ten of diamonds, ace of hearts, and an eight of spades.
So there he was, like, with all the surrounded by money, love, people, looking for that Ace of Hearts, looking for someone that he really loved, this true love. And then that Ace of Spades, Eight of Spades, having that steady um, life that he could give her. And she died in a car accident, didn't she?
Yeah,
It was very
yeah.
sad.
We were in Monaco many years ago, and like the roads just they're hairpins, turns. I mean, it's
Yeah,
like I just
scary.
remember walking. How do you drive here?
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, we stayed there, and I remember thinking that. But now that we're on the other side of the pond, we're going to revisit the summer series of the Royal Quandary.
Now, I would put on my British accent if I had one.
But it would it would be Brooklyn British.
A Brooklyn British accent. I don't even know how that would sound.
British. I don't know what it would be. But
So
let's start with the Queen Elizabeth,
our lovely Queen
and
Elizabeth.
her
Yes.
Prince Philip, who passed.
The Queen Elizabeth, she's a king of clubs. Go King of Clubs. I don't think
Jerry,
that she overthinks things the same way. I think she's just royalty. And then she's got that four diamonds like you.
but the King of Clubs gave her the ability to really absorb all the knowledge she needed to
Oh yeah,
know.
she rules. I mean, she's been queen for a long time, and she's a very beloved queen.
And the four diamonds, like both of us,
Yeah,
we both have that
right.
four
And the Four of
diamonds.
Hearts, because her family is very important to her.
Hmm.
She has a big family. Lots
She
of
sure does. Got a
children.
lot of things going on there.
Yeah.
And Prince Philip, he was a seven of diamonds, five of spades, and the king of hearts. Here again is the five of spades and the king of hearts.
Right, isn't that crazy?
It's
But you know
it's
what? The
so
Seven of
crazy.
Diamonds is like that spiritual values card. But that Five of Spades, again, the Wanderer, and he did do a lot of things. And when you're royal, you're traveling.
Going everywhere.
You are
Yeah.
traveling. But that King of Hearts, it's almost like, so she's the King of Clubs, he's the King of Hearts. How sweet is that? The only thing was that she never made him like king. He was always Prince Philip.
I think he like maybe that kept him young. I don't know. I think
Maybe.
he was. I think if he wanted it, he would have asked for it, and I think he was really happy to be her prince because to her king of clubs.
Right? Maybe, who knows? But yeah, it's a love
Then
story.
you want to look at Charles and Camilla.
You know what? I love that because Charles has
You
got
called it.
six of clubs, ten of clubs, queen of clubs. There you go, all clubs. Thinking guy, who would know? We didn't really know much about him. But, we're not even going to go into Diana because that was just a tragedy, and we've talked about that many times. But I'm going to talk about Camilla because Camilla, Jack of clubs, Queen of spades, four diamonds, and she was really his love. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she was his first love, and he had his children with Diana, but he didn't have a deep, enduring love with Diana. And Camilla was before Diana, and then now she's with him, and she's there, and you could see how hard it was because look at the conflict he must have had. Ten of clubs, queen of clubs, and then she's a jack of clubs. So she like is spiritually connected to him in so many ways that it had to be very, very hard for him to overcome that. Think about that. And then, and I just have to say, like, if you remember my story, I, most of us, I think most everyone, we didn't really like Camilla because we were loved Princess Diana. And, Camilla was just the other woman. But in really looking at it now as grown-ups, she wasn't the other one. She was the first woman.
That's
Diana
true.
then, she had to deal with that. And after all these years, then she went back to with Charles. And just like the other day, the Queen announced that Camilla was going to be Queen Consort, which she was not going to be. In fact, I think I've said that in other, either written it or said it in another area, in another taping that we did. But she was not going to be Queen. She was going to be still the princess of, I think wasn't it Wales or whatever it is, this princess. And the Queen Elizabeth gave permission for her to be Queen Consort. I mean, it's up to her to take the name, but it's like a compliment from the Queen to her, and it's a compliment for her to take it. And it's a makes a it's a really big deal for
You know what?
him to
You know
be
what's
king and for Camilla to be Queen Consort.
Yeah. You know, as I'm looking at the cards, so Camilla has the Jack of clubs. Then Charles has the ten of clubs. I'm sorry, Charles has the ten of clubs. Then Camilla has a Jack of clubs. Then Charles has a Queen of clubs, and the Queen has a King of clubs. So it's really interesting how there's a strong mental connection between the three of them that we may not have realized. But you did say over the summer that she was part of Queen Elizabeth's inner circle,
Yep.
and she has the brain power and that Queen of Spades and the Four of Diamonds that we just really never
You
really
remember I said you have to change your mind about Camilla because, first of all, she's stuck with Charles,
not true.
and she's become in a circle to Queen Elizabeth, which means she's very trusted.
Well,
She's a
but she's got the
trusted,
mental power to do that
but she's a
because,
trusted senior royal person, and that's a big deal that she
but
was
to be
trusted.
smart and trusted. But you know, Jeri, in our clubhouse, we have people from all over the world that come in. And over the summer, we had, remember Kay
I
from the
know, I love that.
UK? She was like, I hear the British tabloids everywhere. And she's like, I never thought of it from that point of view.
Right? I love that. That made me
That was
so
like such
happy.
a compliment. It's like, here we're educating over the pond.
Right, but you know what? That was the cards because the cards sort of told the story of Camilla and Charles
And
because they
that's
were
what you're
really
so,
meant to be together.
but you're so good at that. And we really have expanded into our relationship dynamics.
Yep.
And next, we're going to go to Harry and Meghan, and that he's a nine of clubs, nine of spades, and a two of hearts. And Meghan is a nine of diamonds, and a jack of diamonds.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I can't, we've talked about this before. I mean, Harry is his cards, those nine of clubs, nine of spades. That's just wisdom. I mean, trouble in his childhood, which his mother died. He had a hard childhood. But then, like, he gave it all up. The two of hearts is why he was able to walk away with Megan because, I think we've talked about William having the same cards as Harry,
Mm-hmm.
nine of clubs, nine of spades. But then he has the jack of hearts instead of the two of hearts. So
Right.
where Harry, it was important to him to protect Megan, who he loved, and who has great cards. I mean, she's all very she's got the diamonds, the nine of diamonds, and it's like a very giving card, and the jack of diamonds. I mean, also the financial creative ideas also. But it was important for him to protect her and his children.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and because he was the spare, so to speak, he was not going to be king. And I guess they felt it was time she wanted to move back to the States. However it worked, I'm not going to get into the controversy. However, it made sense that he would do that. Whereas William, he's he's ready to be king. Nine of clubs, nine of spades, with that jack of hearts, which is like the sacrifice for his country. He'll be there for his country. And you know how much I love Kate because Kate's got, well,
Five of spades,
five of spades. You can't make
king
it
of
up.
hearts,
King of hearts and a nine of
nine of
clubs.
clubs.
So she's got the nine of clubs, just like the two boys do, Harry and William. King of hearts, which is the really big card, and the five of spades. And even more importantly, we didn't talk about Diana, but Diana's cards, she had that an ace of spades first and a three of diamonds, but then she had the five of spades and
I
king of
know.
hearts. So Kate is very similar to Diana, except she doesn't have that ambition, the Ace of Spades card to change her. She's all about the royalty and about being there for the
She's
country.
regal. She's
She is
regal.
regal, and she's going to be queen too. I'm looking forward to that.
But now I think it's fitting to come back to this side of the pond
Ah, okay.
because when we talked about Meghan Markle, she has the same cards as Barack Obama.
I know, isn't that funny?
Well, this is
And
what
there's
we
similarities
do.
there.
Right. And this is what we do at Dear Wise Women. When we look at the cards of different people, it might just go, I understand that person a little bit better.
That's right.
And, so Barack has nine of diamonds, jack of diamonds. And Michelle has a 10 of diamonds. You can't make this up. A five of hearts
Of course.
and an eight of spades.
An eight of spades.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, you can't make it up. And they also, I have to say that Barack, just like Megan, is biracial.
Right.
Both of them have similar, you know, backgrounds, although Barack grew up in Hawaii and Megan was on in California.
Mm-hmm.
But, they both were raised by, I think, by their mothers.
Strong women.
Strong women for sure. And then Michelle, what can you say about Michelle other than she should be president? I have a vote
She's
for her.
probably going, who would want
Why
that
would I
job?
want that job?
That's
No
like,
one would
did
want
you
that
see how
job.
gray Barack, he walked in young and he left old. He's still
Yeah, talk
beautiful.
about graying hair. But she's got that 10 of diamonds, that blessed card, the 5 of hearts. I mean, oh my goodness, she's just so fabulous. and she's such a good spokesperson for the country, and sets such a good example for people to be like, right? Don't you think?
I do. And I do. And she, you know, both of them just are incredible people to me. And this is what we need. But you know, it's interesting looking at, so Joe Biden was the vice president and now he's our president. And, you know, a lot of people, a lot of things are misunderstood. But look at this. He's a king of hearts, a four of clubs, a four of spades, and a two of hearts.
Is that that's amazing? People
And
don't get that. Wait, let me talk about that.
I do say that.
That King of Hearts is like the father card. This is what this country needed. He's the loving father card. So if anyone thinks he's not, they don't know who he is. He is a loving father. Then he's got the four of clubs and a four of spades. You know, you need to be so creative in this right now in this job, and with all the stuff on his plate, he's got to have a creative mind. And that four of spades is that rock solid card, the stable, steady card. And then the two of hearts, which is the love he has for his wife. I mean, he's still married to Jill. I mean, all these years he lost his first wife, tragedy. But he's when he found Jill, that's it. Now he's got it all together. And then what? Let's finish up with Jill Biden. She's got an ace of spades, seven of hearts, and seven of diamonds. I mean, so many of these cards we just keep repeating, but she's ambitious. You know, she's still teaching. She hasn't given up her job. She got the seven of hearts, which is the unconditional love, and she shows that for her husband, for her family, for the country, and a seven of diamonds, which is just that spiritual value card. I mean, they're perfect. They're really a wonderful couple. They really are. They're a wonderful, loving couple. And if you don't see it in on TV, you have to look at the cards and you could see it there.
You know, it's interesting, but we've talked about a lot of kings tonight, a lot of sevens, a lot of fours, a lot of twos. And I was looking at the king of hearts. So Kate, the future queen or of,
Yep.
she has that king of hearts.
Yep.
And I was looking at Meghan Markle has that two of hearts. No, I'm sorry. Harry has the two
Right.
of hearts. You know, I'm just looking at all of these numbers and I'm going, oh my goodness, this is like incredible. The clubs and the hearts and the hard work.
It's a it,
It's
it's a great mixture of a lot of great cards that um people, and the one thing about the cards is that most cards could be manifested to a high or to a low, and
true.
these people are spectacular and they all manifest the cards in the highest regard, and that's what makes them special people, and that's what makes them their marriages and their love enduring, because they're all good people.
And you know what's interesting when I think about these people, it's like you could almost picture them looking at each other. You know, you don't see them as separate people. You see them as kind of just glancing at each other where they can catch each other's eyes and they just know what each other's thinking.
Uh, do I hear a montage coming?
No, no, I'm not doing the montage.
I'm
That's too
teasing.
much
I'm
because
teasing you. But I
I
can
think
visualize
I,
it in my mind of what you would do about people looking at each other.
right. And that's why I'm thinking to myself, these people are all looking at each other and they're also leading the way,
Yes, they
like by
are.
being examples, because they all have really big platforms,
They do.
right?
They do.
And
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 wonderful.
they're using their platforms not to tell people what to do, but by showing them how they live their lives.
Exactly.
And that's a very big difference. You know, when you walk the talk, it's going to be a new thing that you're going to hear all the time now. walk the talk, because we're tired of people saying, well, this is what will be, will should. No, walk the talk.
Right.
And it's an old saying, but it's coming back. And, Jeri, this is our new thing, because everything is about a thing. And what was really
Thoughts are
interesting,
things.
thoughts are things. And, when we were talking about Seinfeld, when we were doing the story, it was a story about nothing. Like, it was a show about nothing that endured 9 years. And now we're doing a show about something. So it's our thing. And I think we're going to wrap up our Valentine special.
Yes, we need to wrap up our Valentine special.
And make sure you tell everyone that you love them for that day.
Yes.
And then the next day, February 15th, it's a new day.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Okay.
Right?
Enjoy, Jeri.
Okay.
And you can find us on the Clubhouse 3 nights a week, Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. is a hard stop, because that's what we're doing. And read dearwisewomen.com and link to our video, our YouTube channel.
Yes. Jeri Isaacs, JeriIsaacs.
Donna Bernard.
All the videos there.
Donna Bernard, thank you for listening to us tonight.
Jeri Isaacs, peace out.
Much love.